Don't wake up my bees. I don't want them to know I'm out here. I want to keep them all in. You know why? It's the first oxalic acid treatment of the year. It's finally warm enough. I've been wanting to do a video, plus be warm. Yesterday was like 80-some degrees. Today's supposed to be about the same, but it's early enough. The sun's starting to come up. I like to fog my bees early in the morning while they're all in there. You don't want to fog in the middle of the afternoon. Why? Because a lot of the foragers are out. If they have mites on them, they're flying around with mites on. So you do it early in the morning while they're all in there still. It pisses them off, but at least you get them fogged. So what I'm gonna do, and I'll show you, I'm gonna block off the upper entrance and I'm gonna block off the bottom entrance with rags. I've got my generator here in my ProVap, which I'm really happy with this ProVap. I'm glad I bit the bullet and spent the money on it. They're not that cheap, but they work really, really nice because it gives you the right amount of oxalic acid. I'll show you. I've done videos on this last year, but this is the first treatment of the year. And you want to hit these every 7 days. I'm not doing apivar strips this year. I did apivar last fall. I didn't fog, but I treated. And I think one reason I lost a lot of bees was because of mites. So this year I'm going to do apivar and then I'm going to treat regardless. Even if it's cooler out, I'm going to treat them. To hell with it. I'm just going to do it. I've heard other stories around the country, kind of the same thing, so I don't know. So this is, you want to do it every 7 days. You want to try and catch the brood cycle. Babies hatch every 21 days, 7, 14, 21. I'm going to try and hit it 4 times, go 28 days. I'm going to try and hit every cycle, but I'm going to hit them early in the morning here while they're still in. Like I said, it makes them angry, but they'll get over it, and it's warm out, so who cares? All right, let's get started. All right, so I got just a bunch of rags here. I went to Maynard's and bought, I just buy these, they're just shop towel rags. And I use these to block off the entrances. And I just kind of thought of a neat, cheap, little interesting invention I came up with for blocking off the upper entrance. I'll show you when we get over there. And I'm hoping sorry for the wind. I'm trying to get the camera pointed away. It's supposed to get really windy today. That's another reason I wanted to get this done early too. So I've got a little trick that I thought of to block off the upper entrance also without using tape and all that. So. And here's the ProVap 110. I love this thing. If anybody is new to this, if you guys aren't real familiar, anybody new, hold on. Anybody new to beekeeping, this is a ProVap 110. This puts out the right amount of oxalic acid. You got to plug it in. I got to refresh my memory on what the temperature goes up to. And then once it hits the temperature, I'll show you. You fill these little ceramic bowls up with oxalic acid. I just top it all the way off. The directions are 2 grams, I want to say, per double box, but I just top it off. You can't hurt, oxalic acid is all natural, so you're not going to hurt them. I have a friend of mine, he fogged his one year. He fogged them so much they were coated in oxalic acid, his bees lived. Then I've heard stories of guys that purposely tried to overfog and kill their bees with oxalic and they couldn't. So, because it's an all natural, it comes from plants and you have to research it to see where it comes from. But this is an all natural thing, but we'll get to that in a minute. Let me show you how I'm going to block everything up before they start flying. So, okay, I don't know if you can see it on hive number 8. I don't have a. Let me get them blocked off and I'll show you. But I just went to the hardware store. I got these little plastic. All they are is like big plastic washers, and I drilled a hole at the top, and I use like a wood screw to screw it into the box, and you just turn it, and it blocks the upper entrance. And when you're done, you just rotate it down. Last year I was using tape. This works a lot better, so I'll show you. I think I got an extra one in my box here, so let me show you. Wife going to work. Okay. Yeah, I'll show you in a minute. Let me block these off. Then I'm gonna take the rags and I'm gonna cover up the bottom entrances. Let me see here. Okay, now they're all blocked off. Oh yeah, let me show you. This is what they look like. This one I actually cut. I did this last year. I really didn't need to cut it. I thought if I cut a half moon on it and then rotated it up. But if you screw it on the box just right, let's see if you can see this here. I don't know if you can see it right here. It rotates right up and it covers up the hole. You gotta be kidding, my battery is dying. All right, let me go get another battery. I put a brand new battery in this. I will be right back. All right, I'm back. You know, I love it. I always bring a spare battery with me, and that battery said full. So who knows? These batteries don't hold a charge. After a while, when you use them so many times, they get weaker and weaker. So anyways, that's a whole other subject. So I want to get this done before the wind picks up too bad. So there's not too. I hate hearing wind when I go to edit these videos. Okay, and I got a cup of coffee while I was up there. Why not, right? Up at the house. So what I'm gonna do? Let me fire up. Actually, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean off these bottom boards, my little sliding trays, so I can see what kind of mic kill I got. You can see how they kind of dirty it up here, but I'm going to clean this off. I actually have a scraper. This way, after I treat, I can check tomorrow, see how many mites might be in here. Yeah, the wind is picking up here. You can see. All right, so I'm going to fire the generator up, and I'll show you how easy this whole process is. I mean, obviously, when you use the ProVap, you got to have power. This is a generator that I used to have for my other horse trailer that I had to have living quarters. So when you went camping, this thing, I love this generator. So let me start this up. Let's see here. And I've got a long extension cord that I can plug it into, and I can run it to each hive, so I'll show you. I had to read the directions again. I had to refresh my memory from last year. I said 220. When this thing gets up to about 220 to 225, then you're ready to vaporize a hive, and then it'll drop all the way down to like 217. When it drops all the way back down and it's done, you can move on to the next hive. So I'll show you. You can see how it'll start to warm up. So once it warms up, then we'll hit the first hive. We'll let it warm up here. Sometimes it takes a little while. And then it'll warm up, drop, go back up. I've seen videos too where some guys will wrap these bowls like for insulation, and that'll cause that to heat up faster. So it comes with this little teaspoon. I just use a regular. This is a half a teaspoon. I just do like a half per hive. Like I said, you can't. I mean, I'm not telling you. When I do it, you can't. I'm not afraid of overdoing it, is what I'm saying. Because this is all natural. Like I said, I know a friend of mine who he fogged them so much that they were coated and they were perfectly fine. And I've heard the stories of people trying to kill their bees by doing too much of this and they can't. So I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying I'm not worried about when I use just a half a teaspoon per hive. And I just take it, put it in, pack it down, I'll level it off. Buy extras of these too so you have them ready. Don't want to breathe this stuff in. You got to have a vapor. You got to have your mask. I'm going to wait till it heats up before I put that thing on. I bought this full face one. I like this. The full mask. I really like this one a lot. Now we just wait till it gets up the temperature. Now it's at like 211. It went up, it came back down, then it jumps back up again. That's why insulating that bowl makes it heat up faster. But once you get going, it goes pretty quick. All right, we're at 224, so I'm gonna go ahead and fog. Very important. So what it does, I'm trying to stay out of the way of the fog here. You see it? All right, I'm far enough away from that one. But you see what it does when you put it in there, the temperature drops right away, and you can see it fogging, and then when the temperature comes back up to the 225, then you're done. And when you see me lift the lid up earlier, I just lift it up and you can see the fog, you can see the vapor coming, it's going through the hive, that's what you want. So I will leave these guys covered for a good 5 minutes, 10 minutes, before I pull everything off. Wow, you want all that fog going through your hive. And get yourself a pair of gloves like this too. These are just a pair of inexpensive like welding gloves, but they're made for heat. I'm trying to stay away from this so I don't breathe those vapors in. See how beautiful that is? Look at that. It's coming right out of that vent pipe. That's the nice thing about this ProVap. It puts out the right amount of oxalic acid. Compared to using the vapor, and compared to using the foggers that spit out liquid sometimes. I used that for a couple of years, but I just decided to buy this. I've seen more and more people use it, and I'm really happy with it. I don't know what they cost now, but a couple of years ago it was like $400, so I'm not sure what they are now. Like everything else, they've gone up, or everything has gone up. All right, that one's at 231, so that one's done. We'll move on to the last hive here. Funny how that thing works. It'll be fogging and then it kind of like lets up and then then you see it gets really heavy again. And it's blowing that way, so it's blowing away from me. You don't want to breathe that in. I accidentally got a whiff of it earlier. And I forgot about you just got to really be careful with that. And if you got yourself a couple extras of these little porcelain things, the caps, then you can just have a whole bunch of them ready, just go right down the line, set each one on each hive and go. I only got 2 for right now. I was gonna buy 2 more, but I'm okay at the moment. You can see it coming out the top pipes. That's a beautiful thing. That's what you want. All that going right through. And coming out. Now the temperature's slowly going back up. One of these will probably run a little bit different as far as temperature goes. I'm remembering now, this one gets up to about 230 and it's done. The directions say 220, 225, but this one seems to be finished at 230. So each one of them is going to run a degree or two. You know, it varies. It varies just by a little bit. Now it's at 228. I'm going to pull it out. It's at 228. That's it. Unplug it. Boy, you breathe that stuff in. I got one little teeny whiff of it. I forgot. Don't forget your mask. But that's it. I just keep mine like a little an old ball mason jar. And this stuff's cheap too. I for like a 5 pound, I for the small bag is, I bought it a couple years ago. It's only like $10. It's not very expensive. So anyways, if you wanted to invest the money in the ProVab, this thing is great. It puts out the exact amount that it's supposed to. And it puts it out just the way, however it works, it puts it out. It almost seems like it goes in intervals. So anyways, that is my story. I'm gonna leave these hives covered. I'm gonna leave them locked in until I get all this stuff put away. And then I'll pull the rags out. But you can see, if you can see it in the video, how the fog was coming out the roofs. That's perfect. That means it's going up and coming out. That's what you want. It's irritating all them bees and they're all locked in there, but this is the time of day you want to do this. While they're all locked in. Like I said, you don't want to fog them during the day when they're out foraging, when the foragers are out, because you're missing all those bees. You do it now while it's early before they start flying. So I'll pull these rags off here. Yeah, let me put all this stuff away and I'll pull those rags. I'll show you guys I pulled the rags off. You'll probably see them coming right out. And this full face one, this is nice. Instead of the other ones, this thing just, see it, it's got like, the rubber on it just covers your face perfect, and I really like this one. Get in here. All right, these front hives. One bee came out. Usually they come running right out. That's fine. So anyways, that is it. That's my story. They're fogged. We'll come back here. I won't do a video every time, but I'll come back here next Sunday, Saturday, depending on the weather, do it again. I'm gonna do it 4 times. I'm gonna hit them 4 times and the supers go on and let the whole thing start, right? You see all the wildflowers are starting to pop. The bee should be bringing in plenty of nectar. You don't want to fog. They say you shouldn't fog with your supers on. Why, I'm not sure, because this stuff's all natural. But you're not supposed to fog with your supers on. So you could pull your honey supers off, fog, wait a little while, put them back on. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, somebody let me know. But I just wait till I'm done fogging, then I throw the supers on. So end of May, put the supers on. You got June, July, you got 2 months. And I'm gonna use a lot of my dead out frames that are loaded with honey. I'm gonna use those for my supers this year. I've got a lot of boxes here with honey on them. I'm gonna put those back on. So my supers this year are gonna be deeps instead of the small ones. So anyways, that's it. I want to give a shout out to one of my YouTube friends in England, Neil, and his kids. His kids like my videos. I really appreciate it. He tells me all the time that his kids like watching the videos. I really, really appreciate that. Hi guys, how you guys doing? From America to England. So shout out to Neil and his kids. Thanks again for, thanks for watching. Any questions, comments on this, let me know. And I'll see you guys really quick in the next bee video, or maybe a horse video. If you notice, I changed the name to beekeeping and horses, so I'm throwing some horse stuff in here too. So anyways, Neil, your kids, you guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.